Hey everybody, welcome to my second video on imaginary numbers. In my last video, I talked about the different patterns of I, and I told you that every fourth power of I, the pattern repeats itself. So I to the 0 is equal to 1, I to the first power is equal to I to the second is equal to -1, I to the third power is equal to -I, and then I to the fourth, the pattern starts repeating itself. I to the fourth is equal to I to the 0. They're both equal to 1. I to the fifth is the same as I to the first power. They're both equal to I. So once again, every fourth power of I, the pattern repeats itself. And in my last video, I taught you a little trick how to remember this without doing any memorization. But what if we have a really large exponent? Now, let's say we had I to the 25th power. How do we calculate this without using this pattern which I just showed you? Because if we do use this pattern, it's going to take a really long time to get all the way up to the number 25. So now I'm going to show you a little trick how to simplify any power of I, no matter how large the exponent. Well, we know that every fourth power of I, the pattern repeats itself. So let's divide this exponent 25 by 4. So we're going to divide 25 by the number 4, and the remainder is going to give us the answer to our problem. So 4 goes into 25 6 times. 4 times 6 is equal to 24. And we have a remainder of 25 minus 24, which is just 1. So our remainder is equal to 1. And this remainder tells us what this power of I is equal to. Since the remainder is equal to 1, we know that this is equal to I to the first power. And so I to the 25 is equal to I to the first. We know that I to the first power is just equal to I. So I to the 25th can be simplified and can be written as I. Let's go over another example. So let's say we have I with a power of 202, and we need to simplify this. And once again, we want to divide the exponent by 4. So let's divide 202 by 4. And we know that 4 goes into 202 50 times. And 4 times 50 is equal to 200. And if we subtract this, we get a remainder of 2. So we know, since we have a remainder of 2, that this is going to be equal to I to the second power. And we know that I to the second power is equal to -1. So I to the 202 can be simplified, and our solution is equal to -1. So I think many of you get the idea now on how we can use the remainder to simplify any power of I. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about complex numbers. So stay tuned for that. I really hope that you guys are enjoying these, and I will see you in my next one.